my goodness. Well, I mean, guess I could go a lot of different ways. Thank you so much for having me. Good to see everybody, and I'm glad you're doing this because there is such a need, I think, for this part of things to get more information to the parents and the players, not only about the physical aspect of the game, but more importantly, the mental aspect and really how to approach the game and make yourself as good as you possibly can be. I think that's truly the only separator. There may be players with a little bit more gifted talent, kind of a prodigy type of guy, but for the most part, I honestly believe that 90% of the players that make it professionally all have the same skill set. And then it's just about how they go about their business to give them more opportunities to play.
And there were times where I've been put in uncomfortable situations, but I've used my mental power, my mental strength to push through it. I think that's how you can look at any of the athletes in the world. Some of the best athletes, or the greatest athletes in the world, do things when they're uncomfortable. Everybody can compete when they're feeling good, happy, excited, rested, but it's the best people who can overcome when they're tired, sore, not in the great mind, not in the best mindset. And I think mental power that the greatest athletes have can push all the pain aside.
Even outside of sport, it could be education, it could be business, it could be anything. It requires discipline and hard work and determination. Most importantly, it requires self-belief because, like me, some people might not believe in you, but you have to believe in you. And sometimes you're going to be your own cheerleader, and you have to be your biggest and your best cheerleader. So to all you young athletes, take that to heart and never stop believing in yourself, and really always support who you are.
Any way you can be great at doing what you love to do, you got to commit to it. You can't want something but not put in the work. And it doesn't matter what you're doing in life, no matter what it is. It could be a professional athlete, or it could be an artist, it could be a doctor, it could be anything in the world, a president of the United States. But you got to put the work in. And I think if you put the work in, the results will happen organically. And most important, you got to find happiness too. If you're having fun, enjoying what you're doing, then it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier to just you want to do it every day because it's something that you really enjoy doing, and you don't look at it as work.
Every day, I challenge myself to be the best basketball player every moment that I'm playing the game of basketball. And sometimes that means tricking yourself in your mind.
It's a good separation for me, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You got to put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character.
400-meter hurdles champion. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
Just to open up, I just want to pick your brains on something that you mentioned at your keynote speech here at the High Performance Conference. You mentioned that when you had qualified for the US Olympic trials, that you guaranteed the principal of your college at Morehouse, Atlanta, that you would become an Olympic champion and a world record holder. Is that level of single-mindedness and determination essential before you can become an Olympic champion?
You have to believe in yourself. Going to the Olympic Games is no joke. You're going up against the best people, the best minds, and people who are some of the most tenacious, dedicated people in the world. And I think that was probably why I was able to win for 9 years, 9 months, 9 days, because I really believed that I could do it. And it was a belief that was rooted in science and technology and, was housed inside my body. I absolutely believed that that was what I was going to do.
I'm a former 5-star quarterback who didn't make it, and one piece of advice I'd have for parents with kids in a similar situation, your kid's an elite athlete, performer, musician, whatever it might be, invest in a mental coach, sports psychologist, long before you ever need it, for two main reasons. The first is obvious. Lay the foundation and equip yourself with the tools and tactics to push through difficult times. That one's obvious. Lay that foundation. The second one, this one slept on. Every single athlete that I played with that saw a sports psychologist did so once shit hit the fan in their career. They got benched, they failed, they lost, they got injured, and that was the point that they said, all right, I need to see a professional, which is great. But what happens when that takes place is it becomes a whole thing, right? Timmy is struggling. Timmy doesn't know where else to go. So he sees a sports psychologist. And within the inner circle, because it becomes a thing, it can lead to more anxiety and uneasiness by doing that. Versus if Timmy always had a mental coach just part of his process, just like a private coach, just like a strength trainer, then it wouldn't become such a thing. And when he's at rock bottom, it's not as mentally testing. Invest in your mentals just like you would the physical side.